Story time on how I almost got ran up on by a seventh grader while I was in sixth grade. Ever since I was in fourth grade, I joined this toxic group. The group first consisted of like 10 people, but then it went down to like 5 people. We had a group leader, but she was toxic. She would be kicking people left and right and then bringing them back 2 seconds later. I'm gonna call the group leader folder. Okay, fast forward to 2 years while I'm in sixth grade. So I'm in that group in sixth grade. 3 weeks later, I was already into group drama. They said they wanted to kick me out and stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever. But then 1 week later, they started talking to me again. And I was like, am I not kicked out the group? Like, stop talking to me, bro. So we started talking and all that, whatever. But back then, bro, I did not understand anything. I did not even know there was fake. Nah, I knew there was fake, but I didn't know there was that fake. And they was toxic too. Some days later, and then they kicked me out the group again. And I was like, bro, why y'all doing this again? Like, then I was like on my own and stuff. But there was somebody in that group that still was talking to me. I'm gonna name her Two-Faced because she was very two-faced. I basically had 4 periods with Two-Faced, so we would be talking in them classes. But some days she wouldn't even be talking to me, and I was like, "Girl, you was just talking to me yesterday." Very, very two-faced. So like, I didn't even want my friendship to die like that, so I kept trying to talk to her, and she was like my only friend at the time, so I was kind of desperate. While I would be talking to Two-Faced, she would be talking stuff about the group, and I was saying my things too. So when I was saying my things, she would go and report to the group that I said my things. And I was like, bro, you was just saying things too. Why you only saying me? And that's how you knew she was two-faced because she was also talking about them. So while all this was happening, like days pass and whatever, and I'm talking to two other people. I'm gonna name one of them Lead and I'm gonna name one of them Pencil. So me and Lead basically start talking. And at that time, she was my best friend. She also knew Folder and she was saying like how fake she was and stuff and how she used to be friends with them. Anyway, so we get to talking and whatnot and we get each other's number and start texting. So Led said that Folder was gonna make rumors about the group if she wasn't let in. And that was basically when the group first started, which was like fourth grade. Anyways, that's besides the point. Days pass and I'm talking to Pencil. And mind you, I've been friends with Pencil since I ever started going to school, like since kindergarten. So I'm talking to Pencil, and each day I start talking to Pencil, Pencil gets more and more distant. And I knew she didn't want to talk to me, but I was still trying to talk to her because she was basically my only friend. And I knew that group was telling her some lies. Anyways, more days pass, and there's this new girl. I'm gonna call her Bonnet. So Bonnet is new, she comes to the school. When Bonnet comes to the school, Pencil introduces her to me when we were in gym, and me and Bonnet were cool for like the first day, but then I see Two-Faced and Pencil talking to Bonnet in like a little group and they were all staring at me like, what? And I was like, if you guys are gonna talk about me, just make it discreet. Don't look at me and whatnot. So the next day, when we finish gym, we're all in the locker room and Bonnet gives me the dirty look. And I was so confused. But days passed by, and I know all three of them are talking about me, talking this, talking that with the other group. So I was talking to another friend I made, and I was talking to her about like how Folder was fake and stuff. But then her other friend was right next to us listening to everything, but she was agreeing with everything I said. So her friend was talking about her too, and I was like, okay, then I guess we cooled in. But then after gym, when we were about to go inside the locker room, Folder comes with her minions and starts yelling at me because my friend's friend snitched on me, like she wasn't talking stuff too. So me and Folder start arguing and stuff, and then she was like, okay, do you want to fight? Do you want to fight? And then she starts getting her minions into this, and then I was like, hit first, hit first, hit first. And then they were like, no, you hit first, you hit first. And I'm like, you're the one who wants to fight, you hit first. I bet. We still argue it. The gym teacher sees us and brings us to the administrator. We all hate this administrator. Lil ugly midget ugly witch eye administrator. So we go to the office and then she tries to make us apologize to each other. Okay, we apologize to each other, bet. Okay, so I go home, this, and that, whatever. But then I get a text message from one of her friends. I'ma put it up on the screen. So when she texted me this, she deleted something and it said like, if you want to say this, and that, you can run my fade or something like that. So I texted after she said that. I texted me and already apologized to each other. So stop trying to start stuff again. And then she said, okay, but just telling you, like, because I thought Well, stop talking to me, bro. Like, oh yeah, and I forgot to mention that when I was in the office, I mentioned this girl's name. Let's call her a disgrace. So I mentioned disgraced because while they were like trying to like make fun of me on the bus, they were also recording, and it was disgraced that was recording. So I went home after this minion texted me. Disgrace texted me like later in the night, and I'm gonna put the text messages up. So the text message say, "Girl, this is disgrace, stop saying my name because the only thing I did was record. I got told to, so stop saying my name and stuff because I don't even know you." And I was like, I don't know you too because, like, if you don't know me, then why you recording me? And I was over there trying to apologize and stuff because I was scary and I didn't want to get into no fights. And then she kept talking like shut up. Then she said now me and Folder can't sit with each other because you messed everything up. Like hi, just accept the fact you're kicked out the group. And I was like, I did because I don't want that group anyways. That group was toxic. Like shut up sometimes. You don't even know what you saying. Anyway, so I said I did. But then she said, but yeah, you keep following them. And I didn't follow. Like, why is she saying things that I never did? She doesn't even say things that she knows, bro. I never followed them because I really got over them really fast. And then she said, like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I was like on TikTok or in school. And then she'd be saying, and then she was saying, I'd be seeing you in school. Like, no, you haven't. Get your eyes checked, gecko eyed. Anyways, there's more messages. Anyways, so I was like, no, I know. I just be going to class because I do be going to class. And then she was like, you be following them, like get it through your bald head. And I was like, bro, she doesn't even know who's who. What like, well, no, no, she don't even know what she talking about. And then I was like, bro, what do you mean? I don't even be following that. And then she was like, you should have never said my name. Like, shut up sometimes. And I roll my eyes because like, bro, you are a seventh grader messing with a sixth grader. She was like, rub my face tomorrow. And then she told me the B word, and I was like, okay, bet. And I said F you because F you too. Like, and then she was like, cool, see you. And I was like, whatever. So they add me to a call with Two Faced, Folder, and Disgrace. And then I don't even know why Two Faced was there. Like, she was just observing and like, get out the call. What are you doing? So I was basically texting Two Faced what to say for me because I did not want to talk. And it was literally like late at night. I think it was like 11 o'clock. And then she said I was cooked on that bus tomorrow. And I was like, bro. So the next morning, I hopped on a different bus. And the way I was ducking from the bus that had her in it, bro. And I even had fighting clothes on just in case she wanted to run up on me. So, like, days pass, and I asked my first period teacher if I could go to the counselor. And so I snitched on everybody. And after that, they didn't fight me, and they were still talking about me, but they didn't fight me. And I'm still ops with Disgrace and Folder to this day. Disgrace and Folder could suck some cheeks.